Hello there, it's me, earthmanbrick. We're back with a pseudo Soundwave. This is the shattered glass version of Soundwave, where he's a heroic Decepticon. I know, it's stupid, it's dumb. It's a great excuse for a recolor, though, and a whole bunch of stuff. Now, this is a fourth party, because the actual third party version of this is by Newage. And this is their version of Scaramanga, which is the name of a Bond villain and stuff. Very cool character, played by Robert Davi in the movie. Yeah, great actor. He was also in the Goonies. He was one of the baddies there. Love that film. But yeah, anyway, I'm blathering, so I'm just going to open them up. Have a look. Now, this guy's brilliant because he costs less than 20 quid. You can't say better than that. Now, I'm going to do a comparison and whatnot, because this is the regular Soundwave sort of version of it. Same toy, pretty much. Let me just sort out that bloody autofocus. Configure video, camera control, focus, off. Apply. Close that. Cancel. Here we go. We're back to it. You think I'd remember by now to do that sort of thing, but apparently not. Apparently I'm just thick between the ears. So I think you're meant to put this bit in and it becomes like the antenna. And here, when it's in cassette mode, we'll try it on this one here. See how that looks? It looks dumb. I prefer to store it in between the two batteries at the back here, because if you don't have these batteries in, the whole thing just flops backwards, and that's no good to man or beast. So you've got that, and I'll just pop this. These are the batteries here, one of which I don't think it matters which one, because they're both the exact same. One of which can go into his shoulder here. Now, what I don't like about this is that look how far it bloody sticks out. It's a bit of a nuisance. Not ideal. I'm just going to go in a bit closer here so you can see it a bit better. And yeah, unfortunately, because the main light's coming from this direction, you can't really see much of the detail. But we're going to try. And also, these two things also can pop out. You stick this into the barrel, and it becomes the gun, which you can hold in either hand. It's not a problem. Speaking of hands, he also comes with some alternate fists. Let's turn the wrong way around. He's got some alternate fists, so he's got pointy fingers or he's got open hands, and he's got two of each. In fact, he's got he's got pointy fingers, but he also has a curved finger as well. So he's actually got 6 alternative hands to his regular ones there. I'm not going to bother changing them. Oh, and as you can see, he also comes with the cassette guys. So we've got that could be Rumble or Frenzy. I don't know. It's a totally different color scheme. And we've got Ravage there as well. I'll look at Ravage later. This guy, they don't turn into cassettes. They turn into bricks. Same with poor Ravage there. We'll look at them later. With this guy, we've got Radbat, so I'm just going to pop him open. And you'll also notice with this guy on his head sculpt here, if I play around with the focus. There we go. You can see it a lot better now. You can see he's got a bandana, and that's always been a thing with the Shattered Glass version, is that he's a cool guy and whatnot. Now you can see here, these legs are kind of going back a bit. You can straighten them out properly, no problem. But I kind of like that because then it gives it that more anime style aesthetic, which just looks baller. And he does in fact have, I forget what you call that, ab crunch. So yeah, you can do a full-blown ab crunch, goes full-blown anime, very cool, very awesome. And yeah, his fists are on ball joints. He does in fact have a double hinge, the arm. And again, for the scale, look at the size of it. This is my thumb here. He's practically the size of my bloody thumb. Mental. Now we're going to compare this with the official core class one. So size-wise, you can see a little bit bigger, but a hell of a lot more articulation. And the core class one, although it does have a nice tamper-graphed logo there on it, it does come with an untransformable cassette, which is a nice touch because these guys don't have actual cassettes that you can put in. So that's a nice little feature. You just have to slot it in here first and then close it. Transformation for this guy is really simple. You just pop the legs round, hold out the feet, pop the arms over, flip out the fists, and then somehow flip up the head, turn it around, and there we go. There's a Soundwave in less than 10 seconds, I think that was, for transformation. And that can go into his hand there. Does this part pop out? No, it doesn't. You can see it's a hollow mess inside there. Can go into his fist, and this one just pops into the shoulder. And as you can see, it doesn't stick out way too far. It just stops just short of the chest there. And yeah, he's got a nice head sculpt. Very cool. Although availability wise, you're going to be hard struck to get this guy now. Bit of a hollow mess down there. Lots of waffling going on in his arms. But otherwise, pretty clean, and this is pretty damn good for a Transformer. The only issue is that there's these ball joints a little bit too loose. Now you can do the furniture polish technique. You spray that with a bit of furniture polish, leave it to dry, stick it back on, and that should stiffen it up because it just adds a little bit of volume. It just holds the whole thing together. Might do that at some point, not in any rush, but there's a size comparison. Now this guy, for transforming, it's a bit much. The articulation and stuff that you get with this guy does in fact mean that it almost comes at a bit of a price. It seems a bit... Anyway, you can just sort of push these in, the transformation process. And it kind of gives it a bit more clearance. What you do is you flip this open, head just flips around. I don't even think you need to turn the head. Yeah, there's more than enough clearance there to close it up. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip this round and flip up the other skirt here. Turn the eggs. What am I talking about? The legs 180 degrees. Flip down the skirts, and then this upper part flips around 180 degrees. And you can see there we've got the actual regular cassette parts there, and there's the animation accurate kind of pseudo ones, because they couldn't be bothered drawing the buttons every single time. The arms just sort of are on a double hinge here, so they flip around, accordion round, and then you flip the fists up. Just do that on the other side, and it all clips in. It all feels nice and satisfying. It's all nice and crunchy together. Now the legs, this is where it goes a bit skew-if and a bit crazy. So we've got these parts here that you would normally, these parts are usually flipped up. I'll just show you briefly. So that's meant to hold up there to give it a nice, more kind of streamlined approach. But I never usually bother, because I don't tend to look at the back of the legs that much. So, transformation for the legs. This is a bit crazy. So we flip these parts round. That's the toe. And then this whole part pops out. And then this part goes up here. It's, like I said, it's a bit crazy. This whole bit folds in on itself. And then it all kind of collapses in there. Yeah. The only bad thing about this guy is that he doesn't actually come with instructions, so trying to figure out all that in your first try is a bit of a nightmare. So I'll just do it again, more slowly this time. So, why isn't that popping out? Feels like it's stuck. Have I... No, it is the right way. This part's coming out, but this one isn't. Don't know what's happened there. It's incredibly stiff. Oh dear. Technical difficulties. Okay, it just needed an extra bit. Maybe there's a little bit of flashing there or something that just caused it to stick in. It's resolved now. So again, we just do the same. So this folds up. This whole part rotates around here on another double hinge, and then this compacts in. And it all clicks in. Very satisfying. There's no, wibbly wobbliness with it. Very cool. And then these parts flip up, and this whole part should, in fact, flip around. There we go. So just do that again. Flip that up. This goes up. And then these parts kind of go in again. And now, because we've gone and sorted all that out, I'm just going to fold this up a bit. So these should just flip around and then pop in right here. Oh, and that's very nice and satisfying. The only problem is with this back bit is it doesn't actually plug into anything, so that's a bit of a... Oh wait, no. There's actually slots there either side for the fists, so these parts should in fact pop in there. I just have to align the stars perfectly so they actually pop in. There we go. Okay, I need to raise these arms up ever so slightly to get that in. Yeah, good enough. So we just flip that up, flip this around here. I think this part's meant to collapse in a bit more. There we go. Now, you can see there's a slot there, and there's a little slot here. It all just collapses in. And now we can flip this part back down, and that's him in his vehicle mode, or stereo mode, object mode. Yeah, most Transformers have a vehicle mode. He's just got a kind of a cassette mode. And again, with these parts, you can just sort of pop them in here. There we go. Just collapse this down. And this should pop in. And you can see this, where the slot is there. That just goes over the nose of the cannon. Right there. And then we can just pop this in. Eventually. There we go. And then that should stand perfectly. Yeah, you can see that this needs to go into that slot there. I haven't quite got it all in, but yeah, it's good enough. And that's him all done. As you can see, it's not a whole lot of difference between the two. And now we move on to the cassettes. So in here we've got Ratbat. I was about to say Ravage, but I remembered this is not Ravage. He's very cool. Very cool transformation as well. Unfortunately, when I got this guy, he was very loosey-goosey. Extremely so. So I had to kind of force all the pegs in a bit, use a bit of extra force just to do that. It's a feet just down at the bottom there. This whole part slides down. And the pegs that were loose were these studs here for the wings, and this part here in the middle. This whole part actually came out, and it was incredibly loose. But a little bit of force on those points, it's now nice and stiff again. It's perfect because these were just flapping around. So just know that if you do have issues, it can be very easily fixed. So just fold those parts out. And what those thrusters do is they act in accordance with the feet there as an extra stand. So I just flip these parts out. And then these parts rotate round in the back. You can see they're ratcheted. And then the head just... Oh, it's not meant to do that. You can see it's just on a clip there. And the hook's on. So that's it back on, fortunately enough. And that should just pop right down. Not sure why it popped off there. But there we go, that is Ratbat. And you can sort of space out the feet a little. And you can move these wings. They just rotate up and down. It's not much with these parts. You could probably just, they're not on pegs or anything, so you could just take them off if they're a bit too loose and use that furniture polish technique. Just add a little bit more volume and then snap them back on. Should be fine. But yeah, he's very cool. And you'll see there's little bits on the feet there. And that's so, if I just transform this guy back really quickly. Play the Benny Hill music. Right, let's see if I can, how quickly I can get this guy back round. So we just fold the legs down. Just get this top parts all sorted. I'll need to transform him anyway so he can go back in the box. I'm not going to have this guy as a display piece. Although he would pose very nicely. And again, this is the one issue I've got, is that this thing doesn't actually... feels a bit too loose there. And the head doesn't actually peg into anything here. Would have been nice. But that's my only real gripe with this guy. That and these obvious looking screws, but you just put one of the cassettes in his belly and he's fine. So we rotate that 180 degrees, lift up the hip skirts. Rotate this leg joint here, 180. This part we fold up. Oh, it's a bit tight. And you'll see there's a slot there in between these legs that it should pop into. Right there. And then it comes back down. Now for transforming the feet again. So it's easier to start with these bits first. Pop those down. And then just rotate these round. So just unclasp it right here. Have I done that right? Ah, I see what's happening. This part needs to be pushed up, so we need to pop these out, pop this around. And now we've got the clearance to open up the legs, because that was blocking it before. You can see. I flip this back around, which I won't. It's a bit stiff. Just like me. So we just plop that round. Yeah, everything tidies up very nicely. It's a great figure. Wait a minute. There we go. Pop that back in. Keep that nice and flat. And we're going to do the thing we didn't do last time, which is to put these out. Just pop these round. And there we go. That's him back in bot mode. And you'll see there's a bit of metal sheen going on there. And that's so. We can take Ratbat. And he should just stand up there. Magnets don't seem that strong, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, you know, you can get him. It's easier to stand him that way. I think it's maybe because these magnets and feet here, they should be sticking out a bit more. But yeah, it's easy enough to get him standing, and you can see it's not going to fall off too easily. Which is kind of cool. Now we also have in this Soundwave here, because we didn't get it in this with this guy, got him here. This is Laserbeak. So if I just flip this round, pulled out the wing bits, get some there. Those just rotate round. Boom! Instant Laserbeak. He's got a little ball joint on his head there. Very cool. Is it his or her head? I don't know if Laserbeak's a girl. And we'll just pop him on his other arm here. Oh, and that's a really strong connection. You'll see. No issues on that side. Is it maybe just this side that's suffering a bit? No. So again, I'm not sure if the magnets here are working properly. It's maybe that Ratbat's a little bit heavier. I can't really tell, but that's two of them there. Very cool. And I'll just show you now. Rumble here, he has his two pile drivers, which you can connect. What you do is you just rotate the arms up, pop this on, just like that, and then these parts can fold out. And just do that on both sides. It's all ball joints in his arms, 2 points of articulation. The legs aren't on ball joints. It's just a hinge there. Feet have a rotation here and a swivel there for transformation. Very cool. So you can actually get a lot more posability on this guy than you can with the core class Soundwave, unironically. But yeah, it's these designs, the third-party company Newage. So if you want the official version, which will have better quality put into it, you can go for that, or you can go for these cheapy ones, which come with the cassettes. Well, cassette bots. You don't actually transform into cassettes, unfortunately. You can see his ankle rocker there. You do a full splits. Very cool. But yeah, I think the Newage version doesn't have screws. It's a lot tidier. But this guy is significantly cheaper than the Newage one. So he is less than 20 quid. Absolute bargain. And we're just going to have a quick look at Ravage here. Let's have a propaganda. There we go. Very simple transformation. Bolt joint on the head. And his tail flips out as well. There we go. So there's extra articulation in the feet and the arms. Head can only go so far, but yeah. Very cool in terms of posability, and it can transform. All these guys can transform and fit into the chests, no problem. The only issue is that they don't actually look like cassettes. If that's a deal breaker for you, then I don't know what to tell you. It's maybe these aren't the guys for you, but these, for the size of these guys, they've actually got more articulation and stuff going on than the official Hasbro masterpiece ones. Kind of tells you all you need to know about the Hasbro. Really, is that they're dropping the ball these days compared to the third parties, which are really picking up the slack. But yeah, so would I recommend this guy? Absolutely. I've already pointed out all the little flaws, like the screws, parts not actually locking in place, like the back here and the head. How on Ratbat here, the wings were 100% flimsy and this part actually popped off. Again, easily fixed though. But yeah, I think these guys are great. Absolute bargain and great value for money. But that's all I've got for you today. So, thanks again for watching, and bye.